Rishika, I'm going to tell you the story of Rosy's journey, written by Louisa May Alcott. And this is a fantastic adventure. Are you keen to listen to it?
Yes.
Rosy was a girl who lived with her mother in a small house in the woods. They were very poor because their father had gone away to dig for gold and has not come back. Rosy's mother was waiting for the father to come back, and after so many days, she told Rosy, "Dear Rosy, your father seems to be lost. He might have gone too far away and he's not able to come back to us, or he must be still busy searching for gold. But all our money is finished. So, are you brave to go and find your father?" And Rosy said, "I will find my father." And she was very brave. So one day, she packed her bags and set off for finding her father. Do you think she'll find her father eventually, Rishika?
Yes.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Her friends. The friends are more powerful.
Yeah, she'll have some friends maybe. Let's see. So she started her journey through the wood. What is wood? Wood also means forest. So she started through the forest on a journey to find him. One day, Rosy was sitting by a river and she saw a fish on the bank of the river, and it nearly was dying for want of water. "Poor thing," said Rosy, "go and be happy again." And she took him up and dropped him in the river. "Thank you, dear child. I will not forget, but will help you someday," said the fish. Huh? Talking fish? So strange. "But why? How can a tiny fish help such a great girl as I am?" said Rosy. And she laughed. Wait and see," answered the fish, as he swam away with a flap of his little tail. Rosy went on her way and forgot all about it. Soon, she was looking in the grass for strawberries. I think she was a little hungry, so she was looking in the grass for some strawberries, and she found a field mouse with a broken leg. Here, that's the field mouse with a broken leg. Rosy took the mouse carefully in her hand and tied up the broken leg with a leaf of spearmint and a blade of grass. Then she carried her to the nest under the roots of an old tree. She then carried the mice to an old tree where 4 baby mice were squeaking sadly for their mother. Squeak, squeak.
Is it your mother?
Hmm?
This is the mother.
No, this is Rosy. Yeah, this is the mother. And the little babies were crying for the mother because the mother went away and she didn't come back. So, Rosy took the mother, fixed her leg with a blade of grass and a spearmint leaf, and she took her. She made a bed of thistledown for the sick mouse and put within close reach all the berries and seeds she could find. She also gave the mouse some seeds and berries that she found on the way, so that the mouse need not again go to find berries because her leg was still injured. So she'll take maybe a day or two to get better. But they'll be hungry, so she gave some berries and some seeds. And she bought an acorn cup of water from the spring. She made a cup from the acorn, little acorn. She made a cup and she put some water and she put it in the nest so that they're comfortable. Are you comfortable? She said. Yes, squeaked the mouse. Very comfortable. Thank you, Rosy. Good little Rosy. I shall pay you for all this kindness someday, said the mouse. What did he say? I'll pay you for all the kindness, said the mouse. I'm afraid you're not big enough to do much, answered Rosy. You're not big enough to do anything much, answered Rosy as she continued on her journey. Wait and see, called the mouse, and all the little ones squeaked as if they said the same thing. Even the babies were also kind of saying, wait and see, with their squeaks. Sometime later, as Rosy lay up in a tree, she climbed up a tree and she was sleeping on the tree, waiting for the sun to rise. Because it was night time, so she wanted to take some rest on top of a tree. And then, when the sun rises, she's wanting to get up and continue on her journey. She heard a great buzzing close by and saw a fly caught in a cobweb. What's a cobweb? Who makes this cobweb?
A spider.
Correct.
The spider who came.
The spiders make cobwebs. So,
What?
a spider was trying to catch the fly. So spiders like to eat insects. That's their food.
I thought spider eats leaves.
No, spider eats insects. A big spider was trying to spin him up, and the poor fly was struggling to get away. The poor fly was struggling to get away. Rosy put up her finger and pulled down the web.
To break it.
Yeah. And the spider ran away to hide. But the fly sat on Rosy's hand, cleaning its wings. Because there were some cobwebs, so the fly was cleaning it. You saved my life, and I will save yours if I can, said the fly, twinkling its bright eye at Rosy. Is it funny? What did it say? You saved my life. Imagine a small fly saying this. You saved my life, and I will save yours if I can. You silly thing. You can't help me, answered Rosy. It said, you silly thing. You can't help me. The fly buzzed away. Buzz.
Why?
It went away because the flies go away anyway. But like the mouse and the fish, it said, wait and see, wait and see. Rosy trudged on till at last she came to the sea.
You see?
Yeah. Vast sea. Seas are really big. And there's so much of water in it. You can't just cross the sea just with like a small bridge or something. Because you can't even put a bridge on a sea. It's very big. Then she was thinking, how should I get over the water? She sat on the shore, tired and sad. And she cried. Boo-hoo! She was crying. Then what happened? Hello! Called a bubbly sort of voice. It was bubbly. With bubbles. Hello? That's like bubbly. Hello. Hello.
I can say.
Hello. And she looked, and a fish popped up its head. "I'll help you," said the fish. "I shall call my friend, the whale, and he will take you over."
I should do it.
Yeah. Down dived the little fish, and Rosie waited to see what would happen. For she didn't believe such a tiny thing could really bring a whale to help her. How can this tiny fish have a big friend like a whale? Rosie wondered. Presently, what looked like a little small island came floating through the sea. She was looking into the sea and there was like a little island. Island is something which is having water all around it. That's called an island, a small piece of land.
It's a blue one.
Yeah, she saw like a blue island, little one, but it was having water all around. So she thought that must be a small island, but it was moving towards her. Rosie was rather scared at this big strange boat. Is that like a boat? Something which is moving? It can't be just an island because islands don't move. But she got safely over and held on fast. So Rosie actually sat on the whale now, because the whale came to take the Rosie across the sea.
She thought it. She can sit on the.
Yeah, so the whale came and said, "Hop on, little one, hop on." And Rosie hopped onto the whale. And she was a little scared because if the whale goes inside the water, then she will get completely drowned. But the whale held on fast. She was just going just below the surface so that Rosie stays on the water, above the water. And she had a pleasant voyage and ran on shore with many thanks to the good whale, who gave a splendid spout and swam away. What's a spout? You know, the whales take a lot of water through their mouth, and there is a little kind of a hole on their head, and the water gushes through that little opening like a fountain, like a water spout. Because when it wants to let go of all the water which is there inside its mouth, it just pushes it through that and it goes like a fountain. When yeah, so the whale gave a splendid spout and swam away. Rosie travelled along till she came to a desert. What's a desert? Camels are found in the deserts, and deserts are full of sand and very little trees. Maybe there might be one or odd trees somewhere and some cactus plants, because the cactus plants love deserts. They grow in those hot climates. And Rosie travelled along until she came to a desert. Hundreds of miles of hot sand. It's very difficult to walk in the desert. Like people can't walk. Camels are very good though.
That's why they ride on camels.
Yes, people ride on camels.
Because they need to walk to another place.
Yes.
That's why they use camels.
"I never can go that far away," she said. "I could starve and soon be worn out." Worn out means completely losing all the energy. Then you can't do anything, can't even get up, you can't walk. She thought, "I would starve." Starve means I'll go hungry because there will be nothing to eat. And I'll get so tired that I'll be worn out, she thought. "Here I come to help you," said a friendly voice. But the mouse wouldn't have said like that. It would have said, "Here I come to help you. Squeak, squeak." And Rosie turned around to see Who's that? It was the mouse. Why, you dear little thing? I'm very glad to see you. But I'm sure you can't help me across the desert. You're not a camel. You're just a little mouse, said Rosy, stroking its soft back. Then the mouse said, "That's easy," answered the mouse, rubbing its paws briskly. "I'll just call my friend, the camel." It's got a friend, a camel. Moment, she heard some noise. And a splendid yellow camel with beautiful eyes and a long tail and a big hump where you can sit came bounding over the sand. The camel crouched down and said, "Hop on, little one." And Rosy climbed up and away they went. Racing over the sand till her hair whistled in the wind. It was very windy in the desert and her hair was flying around. Rosy and Camel reached the other side and Rosy thanked the beast and the camel went away. Rosy saw great hills before her with many steep roads winding up to the top. What do you mean by steep road? Which is going very high up. It's very difficult to climb it if it's very steep. So she started off bravely but took the wrong road, and after climbing a long while she saw she didn't know there were many paths. One road was going this way, one road was going that way, one road was going this way. She took one of them. She thought maybe this one is the correct road, but she went all the way, and after some time she realized it's a wrong road because that road was ending in the rocks over which she can't go. Nobody can go. So she was so tired and hungry and she was cold. So she lay down and cried a little. Boo-hoo.
Why only little?
Because she had little energy. She didn't even have more energy to cry. She was so tired. And she heard something buzzing in her ear. Buzz. Rosy, don't cry. I'm here to help you. All I can, said the fly. And Rosy looked at the fly and she pitied the fly. Oh, poor fly, so small and it wants to help me. Such a sweet little fly. But what can it do for me? Rosy thought. I have my friend, the mighty eagle, said the fly. It can take you right up the mountains, and leave you at your father's door, said the fly. So, the Rosy was very happy. She said, "Thank you, dear fly." And the fly went and got the eagle. A great eagle swooped down and stopped near her and said, "Hop on, little one." And Rosy climbed onto the eagle and nestled into its thick brown feathers and put both of her arms around the eagle's neck. And whiz, they went up, 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 higher and higher. eagle can fly very high up in the sky, more than many other birds. Eagle can fly so high, and it went over the mountains, and they were so far that everything looked so small and tiny.
But everything is right big.
Everything is really big, but then when you're looking at it from so high up, they look so small. So all the trees, everything looked so small and tiny. And it was night when they finally landed. And all the houses had some lamps in them with some fire, and there were so many houses, and Rosy was going from one hut to other hut trying to find which one is my father's house. At last she found a hut, and from the window she saw her picture on the wall in that house. Rosy thought, this must be my father's house, because he's taken my picture along with him when he went away. And she knocked on the door. And who opened the door? Rosy's
Father.
Yes. And Rosy's father opened the door and said, oh my dear Rosy, I miss you so much, so much. And he hugged her. And Rosy said, Father, why can't you come back? We were waiting for you for so many days, me and my mother. We thought you lost your way. Father said, I did find so much gold, but I can't go down the mountain because there are thieves who will take all the gold away and will again be very poor. So I'm stuck here, said the father. Then Rosy said, don't you worry, Father. I have many friends who can take us back home. And she whistled. And who came? The mighty
Eagle.
Yeah, the eagle came, and the eagle took her down the mountain, and then the camel came, and the camel took her across the desert, and the camel got another friend so that daddy can hop on as well, and they both went across the desert. And then they found the sea, and she again did a bubbly whistle. And then came the mighty whale, and whale looked at them and said, okay, I'm going to bring another whale. And they hopped onto the whales, and they traveled back, and they went home.
Yeah, every time you put a spoon there, you take a spoon.
Then they finally reached home, and they opened the door to see their mother. And the mother was very happy to see both Rosy and the father, and they all lived happily ever after. The end.